Good evening. My lesson will focus on kindergarten kids. This is probably middle of the year lesson that we would teach, and it's creating the words in the at family. To start this unit off, I usually read the Cat in the Hat book. I explain to them that cat and hat rhyme, and we draw them on the board, and we come up with what are their similarities. So throughout that, we would get that at is a similarity. The first letters are the differences. I would ask them to watch for words that rhyme or that look similar throughout the book. We would talk about that after. And then, again, we'd come back to these two words and we'd talk about them and why it's cat and hat and sound it out. And we would move on, and then I'd be at the smart board, not a whiteboard, but I unfortunately can't get in my classroom this week. And I would be up and the kids would be on the carpet in front of me, and they would have their own whiteboards with a dry erase marker. And I would say, okay, write the word. We would all write the word cat on there. They'd copy that down, and then I would say a different word. So I have these word cards, and I would say bat and hold up the word card. And the students would have to write bat on their whiteboard, show it to me, and then I'll have them sound it out and tell me why they came to that conclusion. We'll continue to do this for a few more words, and I'll provide feedback to the students, whether it's positive or corrective. And then we would move on. They would get a partner. They would go back to their seats. They would get flashcards or word cards, whatever you want to call them. It's got a picture on it. And they would show their partner the picture. The partner would have to then sound out the word. Obviously, they'd all be in the at family, and we talked about this already. So AT is the ending, and try to figure out what that word started with. They'd communicate back and forth. Myself and an LTA are walking around to make sure that this is all correct information. And then after that, there is a book that we would make. It's called At Word Family Week. And they would be responsible for connecting the word to the picture that it represents. And then if they were done with that and there was still time left, kind of a moving on activity, they could complete this, which for them seems simple, should be a little more difficult to just be able to write A and T in those boxes. I'd use this information for feedback or my teaching for the next class, so I could know where we need to focus more of our attention on, or if we were good and could move on. In terms of assessment and observation, I think this would be a great time. I've actually been observed during this, and I think it shows a lot of what we do. I mean, it's interactive. The students are constantly, involved, and and it gives the administrator a good chance to see, the interaction, the kids independently working, what I'm doing while they're working, and how the classroom operates from a day to day, and I try to make sure that all my kids have a chance to be successful. That's one of the things that I've always done, and then I think that when you look at some of the things that we've looked at and talked about in the course, it is important for kids to be successful, and the kids know that once we complete this particular unit, our English or literacy unit, that it is their 10-15 minutes of time in the room to kind of explore, and so they're usually motivated and ready to go, so it's usually a good time.